Hi guys, hope you're all well. I'm back today. I'm going to read you another story. Can't wait to do it. I hope you're all doing well at home and you're not too bored. This might be something nice as a bit of a distraction. Don't have Sandy here today with me because she's in the other room and she's fast asleep. So I said I wouldn't wake her up because she's doing very, very loud snoring. She's such a loud snorer. So I might take a video of that someday because I think you'd find it really funny. And I heard that a good few people really enjoyed seeing her in my other video. So thanks for letting me know. That's great. Um, okay, so this one is called A Tale of Two Feathers. So what I didn't do in my last story is I didn't go to the blurb at the back and read it and just to give us an idea of what this story might be about. So I'm going to do that today. Let's go to the back of the book. Otis Owl and Kia Kingfisher both had mysterious feathers. Who do they belong to? After searching day and night, they each find a feathered friend to help them solve the puzzle. Interesting. Okay, so they're wondering who these mysterious feathers belong to. And I'm going to tell you a little something about the story before we start. It's about nocturnal and diurnal animals. Nocturnal. I wonder, have you heard that word before? I'm going to give you an example of some animals that are nocturnal. So before I tell you what nocturnal is, if you look at these animals, can you see anything they all might have in common? Or maybe you might know. So there's a hedgehog, I see up there, hedgehog, a fox, a barn owl, a nightingale, a corncrake, a badger, a dormouse, a moth. There's lots of different animals there. Nocturnal means they come out at night and they usually sleep through the day. So foxes are rare. You might see them in the evening, but they usually come out at night, that kind of thing. And hedgehogs are the same. And if you saw a hedgehog around in the middle of the day, the hedgehog might be a little bit sick or something because usually they only come out at night. So diurnal, so that's nocturnal animals. Diurnal animals are, I'll show you now, animals that usually are around, hold on, during the day. So we have a bee here, a butterfly, a ladybird, a little squirrel, a bullfinch, that's a type of bird, a kingfisher, that's another type of bird, a blue tit, that's another type of bird. So you might have seen birds like that around, or you have seen bees before, and I know you've all seen butterflies as well. So they're all animals that would come out during the day because butterflies would go to sleep at night, just like us. We'd be a diurnal animal as well. Humans, we go to sleep at night and then we get up during the day. So without further ado, let's start this story, see what it's all about. Okay. A Tale of Two Feathers. Let's move up here. One starry night, Otis Owl was sitting high in the trees, hunting for a tasty mouse. Suddenly, he spotted a shiny blue feather. I've never seen this sort of feather before, he thought. I wonder who it belongs to. He asked his friend Nabila Nightjar, have you seen any birds with feathers like this? So there's the owl, and he has the blue feather in his little claw. Otis took the feather to his friend Nigel Nightingale. Have you seen any birds with feathers like this? I've never seen this sort of feather before, said Nigel. Why don't you ask Candace Corncrake? Otis flew to see his friend Candace Corncrake. Have you seen any birds with feathers like this? He asked. I've never seen that sort of feather before, said Candace. Why don't you get some rest and search some more tomorrow night? And that's Candace, that's a cartoon version of a corncrake, and they're birds that usually live in the middle of fields. They might have nests in the middle of fields that have really, really tall things growing in them, like a cornfield and things like that. And they live in Ireland. They're like a little type of bird. So the sun was starting to rise and the night was nearly over. Otis returned to his tree and settled down to sleep. I'd say that's a different time to most of us than most of us would be going to bed. We wouldn't be starting to go to bed in the morning. I'd say that's the time we'd be getting up. These pictures are really nice. Let's see. That morning, Kia Kingfisher was sitting by the river, searching for a delicious minnow. Suddenly, she spotted a stripy white feather. I don't know any birds with feathers like this, she thought. I wonder where it came from. There's the feather there. She asked her friend Wilma Woodpecker, "Do you know who might have dropped this feather?" "I don't know any birds with feathers like this," said Wilma. "Why don't you ask Billy Bluetit?" Look at all the lavender and everything. Look at the little caterpillar. So if you noticed I want to see if you can spot all the different kinds of animals that might be out during the day in this picture. I'm sure you recognise a few of them. Kia took the white feather to her friend, Billy Bluetit. "Do you know who might have dropped this feather?" she asked. "I don't know any birds with feathers like this," said Billy. "Why don't you ask Bertie Bullfinch?" Kia flew to see her friend Bertie. "Do you know who might have dropped this feather?" she asked. "I don't know any birds with feathers like this," said Bertie. "Why don't you come rest and search some more in the morning?" The sun had begun to set and the day was nearly over. Exhausted, Kia settled down on a branch to rest. And if you've ever seen birds go to sleep, they kind of like to tuck their head under their wing just like that. The sun disappeared and the forest became dark. Otis woke up, ready for another night of searching for the mysterious bird. He stepped out of the nest and was met by the most unusual sight. What kind of feeling do you think he's feeling there? Look at his face, he looks a little bit shocked, maybe? Right in front of his beak, sitting on his very own branch, was a bird with shiny blue feathers. "It's you!" Otis hooted. "What? Who?" shrieked Kia. She stared at the bird that had interrupted her sleep. It was a bird with stripy white feathers. "Oh, it's you! I've been looking everywhere for you," the two birds said at the same time. They're both shocked and they're both holding feathers. "What are you doing out at night?" asked Kia. "Well, this is when I'm awake," said Otis, confused. "Awake at night?" said Kia. "But what do you do during the day?" "Well, I sleep, of course," said Otis. Suddenly the mystery was solved. This is why they had never met before. Otis had always thought that everyone slept during the day, while Kia had not realised that some animals only come out at night. "Come on," said Otis, "let me show you my world." The two friends flew through the forest, feeling very glad to have finally found each other. "Wow!" gasped Kia. "Everything looks so different at night time." "I can't wait to see what it looks like in the daylight," said Otis. "Let's meet again tomorrow," suggested Kia, "and I can show you my world." Okay, so that's the end of the story. And I know we were looking at the diurnal and nocturnal animals. So they were able to explore each other's worlds. I wonder, can you remember the main characters now? Look, I'm floating all around the place. So I wonder, would you be able to summarise that story in your own words? What happened? And can you name some nocturnal and diurnal animals? I'm sure you can think of ones that weren't in the story. Like when I think of nocturnal animals, I think of like a bat maybe, or an owl, like the main character in the story. Or a diurnal animal for me, I think of would be any birds I see, like a robin, or dogs like Sandy. Sandy would be a diurnal animal because she'd go to sleep when I go to sleep. and then she'd wake up in the morning for her food and she'd be awake all day. Except right now when she's taking a nap. She's an older dog, so she likes to take naps. But I hope you liked the story. I'm hoping to do plenty more videos like this, maybe even different ones, art or things like that. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you again.